Hello, I'm Jane Kelly, the midwife of the soul, and I am really passionate about working with midlife women to gain the most rich and full experience of their perimenopause and crucially postmenopause too. And actually, it's postmenopause that I want to talk about a little bit today, although this wisdom can very much be applied through any point in the menopause process. So I have been lucky enough to have cyclical wisdom in my life for a good 10 or 15 years now. And I was one of the generation who was actually able to honor and understand my bleed cycle as being something sacred, and also to have this incredible wisdom passed down to me from elders in the community, from other women, around the seasons of the year and the seasons of our own life cycle and the seasons of our being, of our energy, of our body, and of the moon. So I'm so fortunate to have this incredible richness informing my life. And I think quite often I can take that for granted and I can assume that it's common knowledge and that it's out there in the world. And actually, I've had quite a few conversations recently where I've realized that it really isn't. It really isn't out there. And that especially there's this generation. I went through menopause early. I was only 49. So there's this generation who are sort of above me in age who haven't yet had the benefit of this incredible wisdom. And there are also the women who've been cycling regularly and who have been working with their cycles while they bleed, who then suddenly feel like they've fallen off the edge of a cliff as peri comes in and that cycle becomes irregular and then disappears altogether. So there are so many different people and different phases of the menopause process where this cyclical wisdom can come in and be a map. It can be both a map and a compass. It can show us where we are and it can show us where we're going. And by tuning in to this rhythm that is an inherent part of the earth, the moon, the sun, our very selves, our very bodies, we can actually find who and where we are on a much deeper level. We can become at ease with the stormy terrain that we go through as we go through menopause, and the new terrain that we enter as we're postmenopausal and feeling into those wisdom years, and how very different that is from this sort of active phase of mothering to then come into the autumn of our lives and the winter ultimately of our lives. So that's just a little bit of me talking about cyclical wisdom. It informs everything I do. It's woven into the very fabric of the coaching I do, the circles I hold. So the circles are very experiential. They're really feeling the energy of the moon and the season. And I'm also really excited to be collaborating with Virginia Compton on some more teaching workshops where we're really going to put in place the shape and the structure and the understanding around seasonal cyclical living, because what we've realized is that actually that piece is often missing for the women who are in menopause, postmenopause and beyond. So if any of that makes you feel a little bit excited, you can see how excited it makes me, then I've dropped a link to my newsletter in the comments, or you can just get in touch with me direct and share your experience. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to welcome you to one of our online events coming up soon. All right, take care. Bye bye.